Hi everyone. I just thought I'd send a message or record something at the 6 month anniversary of my mother's passing, which is now. And it's firstly, I just want to say it's quite surreal to think that 6 months has passed. And when it comes to grief, I wanted to record these videos because I think it's important to sort of talk about what you experience and the things that you don't really have anyone to talk about these things with, because everyone seems to be a little bit taboo around the subject. It's interesting, like when I first did the first recording when mum passed away, I think I was a lot more confident or more grounded, or maybe I was a lot more detached because I didn't really feel the emotions as heavily as I feel now. Like I have to admit, the third, fourth, fifth, and now this month has made it real. And, especially when Facebook pops up memories of mum and I doing things and you look at the photos and, I realized that mum was really young. Like she wasn't old. And I realized that her passing, because it was with cancer, happened so quickly. And, so looking back, I think that I want to label that shock. There was a shock period and we were all sort of, you know, walking around, my dad, my siblings, we were walking around in this haze of like, is this real? Is this going to happen? And then it hits you because everything stops and life goes on, and then all the other situations in life start to occur, like COVID and other people passing, and you sort of go, oh, this is where I'm at now. I don't have a mum. And my trigger is I've got two triggers. My first trigger is every morning when I wake up. I don't know why, but I open my eyes and the first thing I think about is my mum. And it only takes me a second to realize that she's not there, but it's the first thing I feel every day. And it's this surreal feeling of wanting to say something or ring or share or see her, and then it just goes away really quickly. The second trigger for me is, I guess, my age. It's like there's a lot of people in my age group who are now losing their own parents. And so when I hear that they've lost their parent, it instantly reminds me of losing my mum. And, it brings all those emotions back. I've been quite kind to myself. Like when I have moments, and I haven't had many, but I've had a few days where I literally just feel upset. And so on those days, if I can, I end up doing nothing. Sometimes it's predominantly on the weekend because I'm not as busy. So I just find that if I'm feeling a bit melancholy, I just sit in it and I just allow that feeling to come up and I just try and remember or connect with what it is that I'm feeling. I mean, one thing that I have to admit I've really enjoyed and it's helped me so much is when mum passed away, I created a legacy for my mum. And so every day when I'm working on that legacy, which is a mental health platform, every time I do something or edit something or post something, I always think of her. So it's sort of like she's alive in me, which helps me to not feel sad. I sort of feel more alive. I feel like I miss her. The missing her is the hardest part because, when you've got someone that you're really close to and they're gone, you can't replace that contact. So all you have is memories. So I give this advice to as many people as I come in contact with is like, really tell people around you that you love them. Really reach out and spend time with, especially your parents. You may think that you've got another day to come, tomorrow will come, but reality is that it just sometimes things happen and it's gone. In those moments that you're with someone, just be honest, be vulnerable. It helps you because you don't feel like there's anything you've not done when they go, if they go, So, because grief is about reflection. And also, I guess for me, it's a little bit about, there's a tiny bit of fear. I think even though I'm a grown man and an adult, I quite liked that ethnic love that my mum gave me. I quite liked that support and that nurture that I got from my mum, even though she knew I was a grown adult, she would still want to look after me. And I miss that. And I've had to learn how to get that for myself. I've had to learn to connect with my dad because my dad and I didn't have a very strong relationship. Funnily enough, the first few months were hard. It's now 6 months later that we're starting to connect and understand each other and not hit heads. So, the universe is a funny thing, isn't it? Like, I always thought that my mum would go first. So I always thought my dad would go first. And instead, my mum's gone, and now I'm left with my dad. And so the universe obviously wants me to find a connection with my dad, and that's what's happening now. So grief is a strange thing. It's only 6 months in. I don't know what it's going to be like at Christmas time. I don't know what it's going to be like in a year's time. All I know is there's no race, and all I could say with my honest heart is that I think about her every day. Like every day. There's not a moment that I don't think about her. I mean, I'm in my office right now, and just to give you an example, the wall behind me and behind the computer is literally family photos. So I'm looking at her all day. So it's a really nice memory. And I try and maintain that good feeling, not the sad feeling of the cancer or how she died. I connect with the good feeling of unconditional love and the legacy that she leaves. So I hope this helps. I will touch base again and talk about grief maybe, maybe in another 6 months. I think it's important just to keep that momentum going, and then we've got a file of this understanding. And if anyone relates to this or wants to make a comment, please do. I think it's important that we support each other in these times that we don't really necessarily have a social way to support each other, because it is still a taboo subject, and sometimes you need your closest friend to be the one that you can open up to because of the vulnerability. Have a great day, and we'll catch up soon. Bye.